So are you ready to start your own business? Do you have an idea of a product or something that can make you some money? Or do you think you've got what it takes to go from zero to hero, to be able to create a life for yourself where you can live it how you want to live it? You can earn the money that you want to earn, and you can work the hours that you want to work. Well, in this video, I'm going to help you to answer those questions. And in the process, I'm going to be asking you 5 critical questions which you're going to need to formulate answers to. And the answer to these questions will help you work out whether you're ready to get out of the full-time employment and get into a self-employed or a single-person business structure, which is something that I've done recently. And I'm now able to only work a limited amount of hours, and I can now spend more time growing my business to help others become successful as well. And that's what this channel is all about. Now, before we get into those critical questions that you're going to need to answer for yourself, we should probably clarify what we mean by your own business or a one-person business. So typically, if you're a full-time employee, you're likely to be working in a company which has multiple different people working for it. Every person in the company is a jigsaw piece which is helping the company to get towards its goals. You'll have people who are specialists in marketing, who are specialists in sales, who are specialists in delivery, project management, management in general, line management of staff, and all other types of jobs. But when it's your own business, actually, you might not have that straight away. And when you start out yourself to becoming self-employed, you often will find yourself as a one-person business, i.e. you're going to be the one that has to do all of the work. And additionally, you're going to have to learn some more skills along the way that you might not be accustomed to, which I'm going to be talking about in this video also. Now, to be clear, anybody can do this, and anyone can find something that they're good at or can offer as a service or a product in order to create their own business from it. You don't need 50 hours a week to do this. You don't need 10,000 hours at weekends to do this. You don't have to sacrifice your life, get rid of your family, quit your job tomorrow to do any of this stuff. You can do it. You just need to believe that you can do it, and you need to have a structured plan on how to do it. And I'm going to help you to get there. So the only real question in this entire process is whether you are ready or not. But we're going to assess that now with the 5 critical questions that I'm going to ask you. So let's get into that. We're going to start with critical question number 1. And the question is this: have you created a frame yet for your business or business idea? Now, when we talk about a business frame, what we really mean is, have you got an idea of something that you might want to do, that you've explored, you've researched a little bit, you know who you might be going after, what pain points and things you want to address for your potential prospective customers? Now, if you haven't done that, then this is absolutely the first step that you have to do. And if you haven't done this, then obviously you're not ready to start your own business, but you can get there. And it's not actually as complicated as it sounds. You might also hear this termed as a business plan. But again, we're not talking about something that's really complicated here. We're just talking about a start of a 10, something that we can evolve over time that is going to tell us about what we want to go after in terms of customers and what kind of things we want to sell or provide as services in order for people to be able to get benefit from using our services or our products. So this will typically start with an ideation phase where you need to have some ideas about what it is that you're potentially good at, what skills and services you might be able to offer that you already have expertise in, or things that you're really passionate about that maybe you need a little bit of brushing up on that you could then potentially sell as products or services later to somebody else. So getting these ideas down on paper is absolutely essential. And also, while you're doing that, you need to start thinking about who are the people who are likely to buy this product or service or offering from you. If you don't know who that is, you need to think about who should you target. So is your product specifically for 40-year-old males and above? Or does it suit people who are over 60 with flexibility issues? Or does it solve things for young entrepreneurs who haven't got any experience in business? These things need to be written down because they start to form your custom avatars, and we're going to build profiles around these over time so that we know exactly who we're serving, and more importantly, what we can do for them to help them with their pain points and their problems. And that's what they're likely to part money with for. Now, I've done another video of this, which I'll link in the description below, so you can watch a little bit on the kind of steps that you need to take to get a business up and running. And this is going to bring us nicely into critical question number 2. And that question is this: are you practicing writing regularly? Now, when we talk about writing, what we're talking about is copy that people will read. So this could be social media posts on platforms like X or Facebook. It could also mean copy that you put on websites, on landing pages, or even emails that you construct to send to someone, whether that's in your day job or not. Now, this is a really important skill because if you can't write and articulate what your potential product or service or offering is all about, you are going to struggle to get people to potentially buy it from you if you can't explain it in a really simple way. And that explanation needs to also be in written format, hence practicing the writing. writing, becoming more concise, how you write things, and simplifying wording, removing the use of complex words if you don't need to use them, and creating sentences that are small, digestible, and easy for the average Joe to be able to understand and pick up on exactly what you're offering, what you're selling, and what your product does. Now, it's not just about selling a product specifically, because you also need to be able to engage with your customers or prospects going forward in order to generate sales or to keep the customers who have purchased from you already happy. And that is going to come in the form of writing. So you may need to be in contact with them via direct message or emails or anything like that. So if you can't write, you need to start to learn to write. And if you are writing already, you need to continue to practice more and more. Now, this kind of touches into critical question number 3, which I'm going to ask now. And that is, are you confident at making content? Now, the writing definitely forms part of creating content, because if you're creating content on social media platforms like X and LinkedIn, for example, a lot of it is generally written copy. However, it doesn't just come in the form of written content, because it also comes in the form of video content. Studies have shown that video content and picturesque kind of illustrations are a much easier way of selling and giving confidence to a customer than actually just writing some text on a screen or in an email or something else. They all play a part. Being able to create content that is valuable and gives you a trust and a persona is a super, super important thing for starting your own business. And a lot of this is going to come down to video content. So if you're not already making video content and appearing on camera, you need to get used to that, because that is one of the key tools that you're going to use to unlock growth in your own business. You need to get used to talking to a camera, and that can be as simple as a phone camera. You don't need to spend $10,000 on a camera and have a perfect lighting setup and everything else. You can just plug your phone on a tripod in front of you. Tripods cost $10. Everybody has a smartphone nowadays, and they're easily accessible. And all you need to do is get used to recording short form content on your camera, and then eventually move into long form content. You don't even need any complex editing skills. You just need to be able to phrase things and then cut the bits out that you don't want. And that is simply it. That is what I'm doing right now on camera. I am creating content. I'm talking to you as a person who's watching this video, and I am articulating all of the things that you need to do. And I'm explaining the point as clear as possible to the person at the end of the camera, you who's watching. The short thing about this is that if you don't practice creating content, you won't get better at it. And you need to get better at it, because creating content is going to be one of your key strategies to growing your business in the future. It gets better as you start to publish it. You'll get more confident, and you will start to be able to articulate messages much more clearly. So we now move on to critical question number 4, and this is going to be about research. And the question is this: how much time are you spending per day learning new skills in creating a small business? Now, I'm doing this myself right now. So every day I spend between 45 minutes and 1 hour scanning YouTube at some of my favorite influencers, people like Ali Abdaal, Justin Welsh, Dan Coe, and I have used their expertise and their knowledge to work out the kind of skills and things that I will need in order to launch and run my own business. So examples of this would be learning how to create video content or write written content. But you'll also need to know how to create landing pages so that people can come to your website and buy a product. You'll need to know how to create thumbnails for YouTube videos, or how to create and write hooks into content to get people to engage with content. You may need to learn about chatbots and automations in order to funnel interested parties who watch your content into your landing page or your website, email marketing systems, how they work, how you can send one email out to 50,000 email addresses and get potential sales leads from it. These are all little skills that you can pick up over time, no doubt. But if you're not already researching them, then you should be, because otherwise you're not going to know anything about launching a business. You can't just expect people to turn up and just magically know your website is there, magically be sold into your proposition and your confidence and how you deliver yourself, and just buy products from you. It takes a long time for people to see you and resonate with you and be confident enough to buy from you. All the steps in the process of creating content, creating landing pages and websites, and being able to create a sales funnel is going to be super, super important. So if you're not doing that research, you should be. And I'll have all sorts of content on this channel that can help you with that. So stick around for more on these topics. Now, the final critical question is probably the most important one, and it's one that trips most people up and they don't realize this until they're too late in the game. Is growing your own business really what you want to do? Now, this isn't a negative question, but you really should take a step back when you start doing this research and you start looking into things, and you should ask yourself the question, do I really want this for myself? If you want that kind of lifestyle, that's fine, but there's no point in doing something that you're unhappy with just to get that lifestyle if it means you're miserable at what you do. So for example, I love making content. I enjoy being in front of the camera. I enjoy teaching people about the knowledge that I've had over 19 years in full-time employment across various different IT roles. Some people might not enjoy that. Equally, some people might like talking about data analysis and spreadsheets and Excel, or working in project management, or the tips that can help other people get better at doing what they do. Some people love it. And if you do, then you are a perfect fit for launching your own business. But you have to actually want to do this. It shouldn't be a chore to create a business and run it. You've got to enjoy what you do. Much like a job, really, you should take on a job in full-time employment only if you want to, and also if you actually enjoy the idea of doing that job or that company. If it's something you don't want to do and you have no interest in it, why would you enjoy it and why would you want to carry on doing it? It doesn't make sense. We don't watch TV programs that we don't like just because we have to watch them because it's TV. We choose the things that we want so that we get the enjoyment out of it. But at least if you're running your own business and you were doing it for something that you really enjoyed as a pastime as well, then you could actually live with doing that longer term, and you wouldn't be doing something you didn't enjoy. You'd just be able to choose how much time you dedicate to it and actually enjoy doing the work that you have to do. And the reason I say that a lot of people get lost at this step is because this is where YouTube and the influencer craziness comes in. So people telling you can earn $20,000 a month with these simple 3 steps to open an Etsy store, and all these side hustles they say can make you millions. The trouble is, it's not that simple. And if you go down that road, you might find that you hate doing some of those things, and actually you're setting yourself up for a bad situation. Some people go all in on side hustles and think this is the way to do it. But if you don't enjoy any part of doing that, why would you want to do it? If you hate washing cars, why would you get a job going door to door, knocking people's doors and trying to wash cars? You wouldn't do it if you didn't enjoy it. Do you really want it? And that is the question we're trying to answer here. So you should ask yourself honestly, when it comes to these 5 critical questions that I've mentioned, and if there's any of these questions that you've ummed and erred on through this video and thought, I'm not sure whether I can do this, or I'm not sure whether I'm doing that at the moment, take stock, rewatch the video, and just learn about all the different steps that you might need to consider when you're launching a business. And if you can answer all of those 5 questions confidently and say, yes, I'm doing all of these things, then you are truly ready to start launching your own business. And this channel will be an exciting place for you in the future as I share more and more on how to do this. Now, one of the reasons that people might want to start their own business is because they're looking to escape something that they're not enjoying already in the real world. They fell into a full-time job or even a part-time employee job, and they actually hate what it is that they do. And if that's you and you're in this situation, I recommend that you watch the video on screen next, because I break down what you should do in situations when you hate your job with some key questions and steps that you should ask yourself to help you unblock that mess that you might be in. So I would suggest you click on that video next, and I will chat to you over there.